And just so you know, by the way, this is my show.
Yeah, this looks like your show right now.
Yeah, he's just doing backup tonight, just by the way.
It's the odd couple that almost makes too much sense.
Can I take your picture down when I perform tonight? Because I love it.
No, can you leave it up while you're doing it?
No, I don't think so, because the audience will be confused.
Well, I just think that's they want something good to look at.
Legendary artists Sting and Shaggy are back. The two were kind enough to make time for me and each other in Vegas before hitting the stage for their separate shows. Sting performing on this night as part of his residency at the iconic Caesars Palace. The duo has teamed up musically again. But this time, they're trying their hand at the Sultan of Swoon, an album of Frank Sinatra classics.
What did it mean for you to be covering Frank Sinatra's records?
Well, for me, in Jamaica, a lot of people don't know that on Sundays in my household, in most households, they played a lot of American music. And so like Frank Sinatra, Bing Crosby, you know, people like Nat King Cole. So it goes well with chicken and rice and peas. That's part of the culture.
My dad was a big Frank Sinatra fan. It's been part of my musical DNA for my whole life. So.
Produced by Sting and sung by Shaggy, called Come Fly With Me. Named after the classic track, but with a Jamaican twist. One of those singles, That's Life.
That's life. That's what
I think the shock on people's face when they hear it in reggae. Because obviously they know the songs, but when they hear that drum roll out, and they hear that bass line start, they're like, what? And then I'm like, that's life. And then I go into there like, what?
You know, we had a profound respect for the material.
Oh my God, the songwriting, yeah.
And, you know, it was a big responsibility, so we made absolutely sure that we did it right.
I was terrified about doing it because it's Frank. You know, these are iconic songs and they have to be done right. And for me to take that kind of leap, if I'm going to do that, this is the best guy to do it with because he's so damn meticulous.
Where did the idea actually come from?
We were on tour in Norway, and we rented a boat. We had a day off, and I went swimming in the fjord. Mistake. When I get back, he's got the stereo on, and he's singing along with Frank. And I hear that he has the same range. He's a baritone tenor. I'm a tenor. He's a baritone tenor. And I'm thinking, wow, that sounds pretty good. And then I had this idea of neon lights. Shaggy sings the Frank Sinatra songbook in a reggae style, produced by yours truly.
The duo began collaborating just over 4 years ago, releasing their debut, 44876, mixing their genres of rock and reggae. It went on to win a Grammy for Best Reggae Album. Nightline sat down with them back in 2018.
So this pairing is odd, but when you hear the music, you will be surprised again, and then you'll think, well, that isn't so surprising because they do blend together in a very remarkable way.
You know, the early Police records, you know, have very heavy reggae influence.
Like the classic Roxanne. And Message in a Bottle. Sting, with 17 Grammy wins under his belt and over 100 million albums sold, his superstardom has proven timeless. His time as the Police's frontman was just the beginning of a career that spanned decades and now generations. And Shaggy appears to be following in the same footsteps. The Jamaican singer has sold over 20 million albums, including Boombastic from 1995, which went on to win a Grammy for Best Reggae Album. Not to mention the legendary hit, It Wasn't Me, the iconic single that was the soundtrack to summers in the 2000s. Shaggy's second Grammy came over 20 years later after collaborating with Sting. It's fair to say if you didn't grow up on one, you grew up on the other.
I mean, it sounds like you guys are still hanging out 4 years later. Are you guys not sick of each other yet?
A bit. Sometimes. Most of what we do boils down to us just having a really good time. So even if we have an idea, we're excited about it because we know we're going to be together and it's going to just be laughs.
And it's all about surprise. We want to surprise people. You know, music is about surprise.
Sting, an Englishman, and Shaggy, a Jamaican, both finding inspiration in what makes Frank's music uniquely American. Heard here, and You Make Me Feel So Young.
You make me feel so young.
You know, one of the interesting things about the Frank Sinatra material, it was created by second-generation Jewish and Italian immigrants. So it was immigrant music. And it's also one of the jewels of American culture. So we have to remember that what immigrants bring to the country is something unexpected and wonderful.
What do you want people to take away from this record?
A smile.
Yes,
A smile.
just to be happy.
I think the world needs the smile at the moment. There's so much going on. It's the opposite. And people hear the record and they start smiling.
Yeah.
That's what we need.
That's her job, is, you know, to make people's lives be a little bit easier.
That's life. That's what all the people.
Hi everyone, George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel, and don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.